Hey there, mathematicians. Hope you guys are ready for our fun new math topic. Now, we talked all about flat shapes the last couple of weeks. We talked about those shapes that you can write down on the ground, talked about those shapes that you could draw on a piece of paper, or maybe that you could make with toothpicks and Play-Doh. But today, we're going to talk about solid shapes. Now, solid shapes are different than our flat shapes because solid shapes aren't things that we can usually draw. Solid shapes are things that we might be able to make or something that we might be able to find. A solid shape you could hold in your hand, like maybe some bubbles, or maybe this orange cone, or maybe this orange cone, or maybe this soccer ball. And I know we've seen this before. Maybe this dice. Now, these are solid shapes because we can hold them in our hands, can't we? We could kick them with our feet, maybe. These solid shapes have different things and different ways to describe them. Okay? Just like we described our flat shapes with the sides and with the corners and with the lines, these shapes also have special words to describe them. Okay? Now, we're going to look at some of these shapes. Okay? Now, this shape sometimes looks like our bottle of bubbles, or maybe looks like a pop can. This shape is called a cylinder. Our other shape that kind of looks like that soccer ball that we can kick or a basketball that we can bounce is called a sphere. Now, the other two shapes that we have, this shape is like that dice that we have, or maybe the blocks that we build with. That cube. And the last one, this shape, is a cone. Now, we built that word today in our morning message. A cone, boys and girls, okay? Now, how can we describe these shapes? Well, one fun way to do it, I have a whiteboard, and you could use a book if you wanted to do this. If you were to get a pop can, and you took your pop can, and you set it on that board, it just sits down flat, doesn't it? But what happens if you turn it over and put it on its side? It rolls right off. So one of those ways to describe that cone is that it can roll. Good job. So one way to describe a shape is it could roll. Now, what about now? Is it rolling? No. So how could you describe the shape now? Maybe, if you look at that side, it's flat, isn't it? Well, if it's flat, it can't roll, can it? But guess what? On these solid three-dimensional shapes, we call that flat side that you might see on your cylinder, or that you might see on your cone, or that you might see on your cube. Those flat sides have a name. This is super easy to remember. The name of that flat side is called a face. So some of our three-dimensional shapes have faces. So this cone has one face at the bottom. This cylinder has two faces, one on the top and one on the bottom. And this cube, oh boy, look at all the flat faces on this. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back, 5, 6. The cube has 6 faces. So you might be able to say one of your solid shapes, like a cube, has a flat face. But what about What about this shape? The sphere. Kind of like a soccer ball. Let's see if we can set it down on our plate or on our whiteboard. Whoop, whoop.
Let's try it again.
Whoa. Does it have a flat face that it can sit on? No. So what's different about this shape? Oh, does your sphere have any faces? No, there's no faces to this shape. So sometimes these shapes can roll. Some of them are flat and they have faces. Some of those words that you can use, boys and girls, to describe these three-dimensional shape, we're going to start using this next couple weeks because we're going to introduce these shapes, okay? And we're going to talk about these different shapes, one shape at a time. So, boys and girls, I hope you guys, okay? I hope you guys have fun today. Why don't you guys see if you can get out, find some of these shapes, and then describe them with the words we used to your moms and dads. Maybe you could find them in your house, maybe in your garage. Since it's such a beautiful day out, maybe outside. All right, guys, have a fantastic day, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Adios.